Vos émissions préférées sont toutes sur Radio Grand Lac.
Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Klaus.
And welcome to Your English Weekly. Glad to have you back here. We're here every week and we speak English, 100% English, for about 20-25 minutes every Tuesday at 12:05. I am interviewing a new guest today about one of her passions. If you want to be a guest on the show, you can also call me personally at the following telephone number. It's 06 46 54 9144. And you will be able to find the recordings of all these interviews at the YouTube channel of Radio Grand Lac, or as Jean-Pierre says, Radio Big Lac, Radio Big Lake. You will be able to listen to all our interviews. Yes. So today I am glad to have another compatriot with me today. Calle, I am so glad you're here.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, you went through great lengths to come to us from Chambéry. There weren't any trains. And how did you get here?
I came from Chambéry. I came by taxi today.
Oh, you took a cab just to be here on time. Thank you so much for that. What's so devoted and reliable.
Thank you. It's no problem at all.
I'm very honored to have a fellow American here today. You're probably more American than I. I say that I used to be American because it's been a long time.
Yeah. How long has it been for you?
I've been here since last century.
Okay.
It's actually literally true. Probably before you were born, most definitely, actually.
Yeah. So I've been here, it's been 3 years now. Mm-hmm. It feels like forever too. I'm like, yeah.
And we actually met and we got to know each other in a very nice circumstances, which actually is having me wanting to explain the connection between last week's guest, Adrienne. I hope some listeners remember her, who talked about her passion of human relationships and just meeting people in a non-committal, casual way. Non-committal always means there are no commitments. You just meet somebody and you're not interested in anything in particular. It's just for the pleasure of socializing. And that is something we Americans, I dare say, are good at. Yeah.
I agree. Yes. And I met you very similar, like the same casual way that I met Adrienne. So I met Adrienne my second day in France.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. She was working at the Carrefour and I had just arrived from Grenoble. I was supposed to be in Chambéry, but I missed my train because I did not speak any French at all. Uh-huh. And, everyone in the United States, they were like, don't worry if you don't have like a level, like if you can't speak French, because everyone over there can speak English to you. No, I mean, maybe in Paris, but, in Chambéry and Aix-les-Bains, like, it's very different. So it was very stressful for me. And there was a Carrefour right down like the road from the residence. I stopped in there and
in Chambéry, when you arrived in Chambéry?
Yes.
Which residence? Were you going to live?
Yes, it was like a student residence.
Okay, you were going to study here?
Yes, I was only supposed to stay in France like one semester.
It was like your study abroad?
Yes, and I mean, it's been 3 years now, so I just decided to stay. But Adrienne was very welcoming because I kind of panicked at the counter when I was checking out, and she was like, "You need to speak English?"
You stumbled upon a fellow American at Carrefour.
The first person really that I talked to in Chambéry, and she was another American. I was like, "Thank God!" Oh my God! Amazing.
And yes, even Carrefour is quite an experience. I remember the first grande surface that I came to. Our French listeners might be surprised, but except for like Walmart and some other like superstores, we don't really have these grandes surfaces in America, in the United States of America, to be a little more modest.
Yeah.
Like Carrefour and Company, Auchan and all that. So I remember the first time I was in Carrefour, it was quite impressive, actually, how big it was. Mm-hmm. It's surprising. It's like a paradox that Americans should be surprised at the size, of something French, because usually it's the other way around.
Yes, exactly.
And we also met in a nice circumstance that actually fits in perfectly. That fits in perfectly with what Adrian was describing. I went to eat somewhere, and you were the waitress.
Yes.
And it was so nice meeting you. And can we say the name of the place?
Yeah, shout out La Fruit Dorée.
Yes.
In Chambéry.
Yeah, it was great. I can recommend it. And I also recommend, if you're interested in these casual and social meetings, you can also come to our English school. I'm talking to the listeners. Yourlanguageworkshop.com. Actually, it's right next to the train station. Well, not right next to. It's 600 meters, I'd say, from the train station Aix-les-Bains on Boulevard de Russie. You can walk in and come by. You can have a free first course and speak English with us. Yes, so Callie, back to you. We were going to talk about one of your passions. Have you chosen a passion that you'd like to talk to us about?
Yes, I think so. So,
what is it?
I would say my passion, in a broad sense, is music, but specifically the piano. I've been playing the piano since I was, let's see, like 3-4 years old, and I've always played by ear. And it's just stuck with me through all my life. It's the way I cope with stress, the way I de-stress. And I think, having that talent of being able to play by ear and like the perfect pitch kind of, I think that's helped me like a lot along the way of learning a second language, which is French for me. And yeah, like I've just grown up like with my dad in the car. He would always do, I think in French it's like the blind test.
Yes.
He would.
It sounds very French. Blind test.
Is it like blind test?
No, they say blind test. They say blind,
yeah. Because I know they say like open mic for like open mic night.
Yes. That's funny.
Yeah, and I grew up like, I don't know, my dad in the car, like a lot of from like the 60s, 70s, 80s. I grew up on a lot of those artists, a lot of classic rock.
Okay, so you're unbeatable in kind of this up to the 90s, and then your generation. I'm sure you're pretty good too, because we're really receptive, I find, to pop music until about 20 years old, I'd say.
Yes,
it's between like 15 and 20. I think we just like. We're like sponges, and we will know everything about the current pop music. So you're probably very good at the 2010s as well. Yes,
of course. And I don't know. I remember like when I was younger, of course I loved my dad's music, but not a lot of my friends were listening to the same stuff. So I was kind of like, just like turn it to like the radio I like put on some like, who was at the time, maybe like Rihanna, Katy Perry, like when I was younger. And then when I got into high school, it was like more alternative and more like 90s alternative. 'Cause my dad really loved Green Day for some reason, but and then like when I was older, I started to appreciate a lot more like my dad's music, and then when I came to France, like just learning, I like a lot of old French music too, so that really helped me.
Isn't it amazing how deep and rich the chanson française is? I mean, I'm not talking about the old-fashioned kind of chanson française, also that, but I mean, as Americans, I think we tend to forget or to deny that other cultures exist.
Yes.
Actually. And it's been a realization for me that's taken decades, actually, for me really to respect the French music scene as much as I do now, which I put almost on the same level as the English-speaking world music scene, which is, of course, bigger and has more money involved in it, and etc. But the French have really good quality, and they nurture it too. So have you had a similar experience?
Yes, I agree. Like, I really didn't, as much as I did like music, I didn't really, what's the word? I didn't really expand my
horizons.
Yeah, like it was only English music, or like, and since I've been in France, like, of course French music, but like Spanish, Italian, like from all over Europe, and it's a really neat experience. Like I right before I came to France, like I was kind of like, I need some new songs. I need some, and I know specifically like I love, you know, in this region of France, maybe all over, but the pianos like at the train stations. And
yeah, I think it's all over actually. It's really a great initiative, like how the SNCF puts piano at the disposal of travelers.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Is that where you practice and where you play? Or do you have your own keyboard at home?
I don't have one yet, but that's where I would play when I came, and sometimes now when I'm waiting at the train station. But also there's like a restaurant that I go to often, a restaurant bar that has a piano in the back, and they let me play it anytime I want.
Oh, where's that? In Chambéry?
Yes, it's called the Petit Mange.
Okay.
Shout out the Petit Mange.
All right. So you're kind of like the piano woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm referring to Billy Joel's Piano Man, of course. Yeah.
I played that one. And
me too.
It's just a good way to get like the community to get like together. And I've made a lot of friends, met a lot of people over just playing in front of people. I really got into like, I love Aznavour, like Charles Aznavour, and his piano, and I just learned a lot more.
Yeah, he has a nice jazzy feel to him.
Yes, and very poetic too. And so it's been a very nice bonding experience. I do have a guitar.
Bonding. There's another word that kind of relates also to Adrian's propos last time. Bonding is kind of like when you make a connection.
Yes.
And so yes, around music, they say it's the universal language.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, is because it hasn't exactly been easy, you know, adapting to another culture, being over here all by myself, and that's kind of my escape. And that was my escape, but also like a way to communicate without the language barrier. Everyone's just there, they're singing, they like the music, and it's a fun time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to do another little publicity for us, because I actually also play the piano and the guitar, and I sing, and I animate what I call, and you're very welcome to come, you'd be our special guest star, to what I call, I hope poetically, English in song.
Okay.
And I'm sure you can appreciate the poetry in that title.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like And it's once a month on a Tuesday evening, and you listeners are very welcome to come as well. There's a free trial session, of course.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there's a nice little core group that has formed. I've done it for my former employer, which was Pianissimo.
Okay.
I was a piano teacher there.
Oh, and, cool.
Yeah, here in Aix-les-Bains. And I also did it last year in Turin, where I lived, where there's also a nice piano at the train station. I don't know if you fell upon it, because I know you're also a Turin fan.
Yes, I didn't, because each time I've been in Turin, I got a dog in France, so I always took like the blah blah car, because it was, well, for a while I think that
the train wasn't working for over a year. They fixed, there was a landslide.
Yes.
And they fixed the highway, of course, in 2 weeks. And the train they let slide for over a year, because it's my little theory, but I'm pretty sure of it. What's it called? Trenitalia, the Italian equivalent to SNCF, was like taking like commercial parts. That's probably not the English expression of the train traffic in France.
Yeah,
and they were just developing, and then I think it was a pretty lucky shot for SNCF that there was that landslide, and they took their time. The RFF, which is actually the owner of the train tracks in France, I think there was some kind of commercial stuff behind that, but it's my theory. It's,
yeah.
So I was always wondering, why is the train not being fixed? It didn't, and there was never anyone working on it. I drove by it like 20 times.
And everyone, I mean, they didn't update their application either. So I was stuck, Bardennec.
Yeah, Bardennec, yes, exactly. Yeah.
I got stuck there because my phone told me, there's a train, and
oh no,
I had to stay like 2 more days, like my first time, because there was no train, and I like just got really lucky and found a blah car. But
you know what I did once? Being stuck at Modane, I hiked over the Alps. I stayed in a refuge, which was more expensive, of course.
Yeah.
And I hiked down to Bardennec again. A beautiful hike.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. If I would have known, I would have done that too. I mean, that sounds awesome. Because the mountains, I mean, it's incredible.
They're amazing, yeah. I forgot the name of that peak. Anyway, so back to the piano. So it's so cool. You're the piano woman at Le Petit Monge. I'll come by too, and if that's okay.
Of course.
Is it like open piano kind of?
Yeah, it's just they just have one in the back, like kind of an old one, but it works pretty well. I mean, and after it's kind of like it's a very nice restaurant, but it's kind of like the place where I kind of found it because I was working on the same street, and all of the people in restoration, like they come afterwards to have like their, I think we call it like a shifty. You get like a free drink after you do the service, and that's where like most of the people from like all the restaurants on that street will come and meet. So it's
okay. Your employer
really cool.
Give you a free drink after your shift? Is that what it's about? A shifty? What's a shifty?
Yeah, sorry. I've been in restoration for like over 10 years.
I don't think you say restoration, do you, in English?
No.
It's like gastronomy or what it's called.
I don't know.
There's another word for that. I can't find the word either.
That explains a lot.
Because restauration is French, actually.
Yes.
Restoration is like for construction. No, it's more. I can't find the
commercial.
term. Sorry.
Commercial. I don't even know.
I'm looking for it in. It's at the tip of my tongue. It might come back to me.
I know. Yeah. Okay, I apologize. So restauration.
Yeah.
That happens to like learning like French. I'm like for mixing the two languages sometimes together.
Yes. So so getting back to the piano. So did you have like a classic? Well, there's a different musical approach in the States from France. I love the musical approach in the States. Perhaps you were able to take advantage of it the way I did. Mm-hmm. I was in a school orchestra playing the trumpet as of 7 years old.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up? Because I know you come from more rural America than me, New York, which fascinates me. Because for me, America is New York. I don't know the rest of it. It's so arrogant and ignorant. But where were you from, and how did you learn music?
So I was born in, it's called New Cumberland, Pennsylvania. So the capital is Harrisburg. I'm like, I would say Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I don't know, like really how I got into it, because my family, there's a lot of athletes. But I mean, my dad's, he was always an athlete, but he has a really good ear for music. So I think I picked it up from him. But ever since I was young, I mean, my mom put us all through, there's 4 of us in the family, like 4 kids, and she put us all through piano lessons when we were very young, and I was the only one who stuck to it.
Like a private tutor who would come to your house?
We would go to her. I've been with a few. Yeah, kind of just like, private piano lessons. But I remember when I first started out, it was called Suzuki. That was like the method of learning, and it was kind of like playing by ear.
Okay, Suzuki is the name of the piano, the electric keyboard. Actually, it's like it's also a vehicle producer as well.
Yeah, but they have like Suzuki piano books, and it's strictly like learning by ear.
Yeah, not reading off the score.
Yeah, I remember doing it. Like they wanted me to do both, like try to read the music and listen and play it. Like it was kind of learning both at the same time. But
so you also read notes?
I can, but I never really stuck in my head. Like it doesn't work that way.
The French have an obsession with that. It's also sometimes I don't want to French bash again, but because we kind of did last week with Adrian.
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
There's kind of like a strict and severe kind of approach. Strict approach. Severe is also a francisme.
Yeah.
A strict approach in the conservatories and stuff like that. It's like you're trembling out of fear that you're doing something wrong, and it's not very fun. Whereas I picked up reading music without even noticing it.
Yeah.
And so did you also have like practical music lessons and classes at your school?
Yes, we did. Actually, but I mean, elementary school, it was a lot of just like the recorder.
Yes,
so we all would start.
And
I think that's universal because a lot of my French friends had told me they grew up the same way.
Yes, they don't do it anymore. It's been stopped. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dommage.
Well, it is kind of an annoying kind of sound, you know.
Yeah, but so I remember like I would play that by ear, and then like I got the first time I learned like For Elise by Beethoven. You know, I wanted to learn the whole song, not just like the part that everyone knows.
Yes.
And my piano, the music teacher in the elementary school, like she stayed after school and she would work with me and just play it in front of me, and I learned, and I still can play it today. Like it just stuck with me. So that was when I was about, like 8. And so I just wanted to stay after school. And then I had my piano lessons, like, I don't know, like once a week somewhere else. And then like 10 or 11 years old, I think, we had to pick like an instrument. Yeah. So like, me, I did the flute and the violin.
Okay.
And the flute actually was the only instrument to this day that I play like by reading the music.
Okay, la flûte traversière.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so do you have classical and popular repertoire?
Yes.
Yes, you do say repertoire in English.
Repertoire. That's not in my vocabulary, but...
Yeah. How do you say it?
Repertoire. I think the same way. Repertoire.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
like that meaning like
the songs and pieces you play.
Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. It's like I mean, most of my piano lessons it was based on classical music, and when I was in middle school, I had a piano teacher that she's a wonderful lady, but she was trying to get me out of playing by ear and reading music, and gave me these like...
It's the just way she did it, yeah.
Yeah, and I was learning... I love the songs. I was learning like Mozart and a lot of Mozart at that time. And I remember like she would... Each lesson, it was just like draining for me because she would make me sit there and read the notes, and I would go home and practice by listening to it multiple times on YouTube.
And she said, wow, you really were able to decipher it well.
Yeah. But then when I would have my lessons, she would be like, she would know that what I was doing because she'd be like, you're not looking at the pages.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I can still play it.
Yeah, she should have adapted more to what you knew how to do very well. And now what is your repertoire?
I would say, I mean, recently I've been learning a lot of Aznavour.
Okay.
Like, because I really think, I mean, everyone knows like La Bohème. Do you know?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's very popular. And that just, the first time I heard that song, I was like, I need to learn this right away. Like,
yeah. And it's amazing. Our first encounter with a work of art really strikes us, and it stays with us. I think we're going to have to wrap it up pretty quickly, but I'd like to just mention that you can come and perhaps listen to Calle at Pepin-Mange in Chambéry, and maybe I'll get her to come to English and Song at your language workshop here in Aix-les-Bains at Tuesday night.
I would love to.
You can have the information about that at yourenglishworkshop.com. And if you want to have more information, you can also contact me at 0646549144. Calle, you're also interested in Italy and attracted to Italian songs and all that. So that's your next language.
Yes, one step at a time.
should we finish off by singing a little song together, perhaps an Italian song?
Oh, I don't... I know the melodies, but I wouldn't be able to
sing. Can you sing us a song at the end? I don't mean to put you on the spot. Just a tiny excerpt of something.
Yeah. Italian?
Anything.
I'm like...
or something closer to home. It can be...
I'll do one for me. I mean, everyone knows, like, welcome to the Hotel California. I'll say that one because my name's Callie, California.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Thank you.
Big Eagles fan.
Yeah. I agree to that. Thank you so much. And you can find this recording on YouTube, Your English Weekly, and look at the dates. Yeah. See you next week, listeners, and thank you so much, Callie.
Thank you.